Hi everyone. So in the last class, we have seen abstract class and interface as well as multiple inheritance concept. So today, we have to be discuss about the purpose of the abstract class with interface in the real time. So let me take one example, like how to demonstrate the purpose and the usage of the abstract class with an interface in the real time system. So we have to be let's take this scenario which is related to the industrial monitoring system, and it has a different types of sensor. This is one tool, and which has a different types of sensor. Example, the sensors, example, like we have the temperature sensor and the pressure sensor. Two sensor types, temperature sensor and pressure sensor. So these two behaviors has to be shared the common initialization process, like the specific functionalities which we have to be see. So let me just take this interface, name is sensor. Okay, and I'm defining here first void read value. I'm defining here read value. I will take the another one which is nothing but in the same interface only, calibrate. Okay, in the sensor, calibrate is the spelling wrong. Okay, here it is. Yes, I have successfully defined. Now what I have to be do, I have to be use the abstract class to get the partial implementation. Why I can't go for this in normal class? Because I have to be create the concrete classes, so that's why it is better to use the abstract class for the partial implementation with common sharing functionalities of the read and calibrate. So here I can create the class abstract class. I'll give the class name as a abstract sensor only, which would be more easier for us. Abstract. So what, when we are using the interface, it always implements. So we have to be implements. We have to be use the keyword as implements. And what is the interface name? Sensor. Yeah. Now what I will do, I will create the data members for this class. So I will use the protected keyword because as I'm just implementing the partial implementation. So now I'll create the constructor for this one. Yeah. So public, it is easy. Yeah. Here. What is this? My attribute string, right? ID. Now I have to be use this dot ID is equal to ID. So my constructor is successfully done. Now I have to be create the method for this one. For that, what I will do, I'll do the public. If I don't use the public keyword, what happen? It will show the error. To avoid that, we have to be use the public keyword initialize method. Right. So I'm defining here sysu. In this double quotes, I just mentioned initializing sensors with IDs. Initializing sensors with ID. In the double quote only I have to be mentioned. So it is a ID. So what is the attribute and the data member? So that one we have to be used. And now it comes to the default implementation for the calibration that overrides the subclasses. Okay, so this one. So we have to be use the initialization is already done now. Public I have to be used whenever I'm defining the method. Public void calibrate, right? So I'm defining here again in the double quotes. So just copy paste this one, it would be easy. I don't want this one calibrating. Yeah, calib- here it double quotes is not there, so there is no red color indication now. What I have to do here now, I have to be use the abstract method to implement the concrete sensor classes, right? As I have abstract classes to implement the sensor. So for that one, here I have to be mentioned public abstract void. What is the first one? Method read value, right? VALU. Yes. Here I have successfully defined it. Now what I have to be do? I have successfully done the implementation for the concrete sensor classes. Now I have to be use the temperature concrete class for the temperature sensors. So for that one, I have to be create the another class, as here it is a abstract class, so it is used for only the defining purpose. Now I have to be create the concrete class, or we can call it as a child class as well. So as I said, temperature sensor and the pressure sensor, we are using the two behaviors. So let me just go with the first one, which is nothing but the temperature sensor. Temperature sensor, what it will do, it will extends, as it is an abstract class. If it is an interface, then we have to be use the implement keyword, as it is an abstract class. So what we have to do, extends keyword abstract sensor. Just copy paste here. Yes. So temperature sensor. Now I have to be create the constructor for this one. Temperature sensor. What I have defined, a string ID, right? So string ID here. So as it is a parent class to the ex- we are extending the properties. So I have to be use the super ID attribute, then just colon. Now what I, it is using the overriding concept. Here we have to be create the method for the defining purpose, so it overrides the functionalities of the parent behavior properties. So void, what is this? Void read value. Here it is first one, read value, right? Yes. Here void read value, as it is showing the red color indication after defining, so that's why we have to be mention here the public keyword. It, yes. Now it is gone, so I can define it in the double quotes. Reading, you can mention anything, so I'll just give you here reading temperature values from sensor with ID, double quotes line. So it would be easy for us to understand the logic to read the temperature. So that's why I have defined like this. Okay, now as I have used the read value method, the another one is calibrate, right? So we have done with the read value, now calibrate. So here you have to be use the void calibrate method, define it here. Here again the red color indication is showing, so we have to be use the public keyword to avoid this. Now define here. Okay, so same thing, you have to be reading the temperature, right? Same thing, just copy and paste it. It would be easier. Calibrating the temperature here, this is not there, and remove this. Yes, now the red color indication is gone. So it is using the logic to get the temperature sensor, which is nothing but two method functionalities we have successfully defined. Right. Now what we have to be use? I have to be use the another child class, which is nothing but concrete class. So temperature sensor is done. Now what I have to be use? Another class, create the another concrete class or the child class for the pressure sensor. Temperature sensor, as I said, two behaviors. One is temperature sensor and another one is pressure sensor. So let me just define it. Pressure sensor. So which what it will do, it is again extending the concrete classes pressure sensor from the abstract. Here this is abstract sensor, right? So it is extends through the keyword ext, right? So you have to be create the constructor again for this one, for the pressure sensor. Otherwise you can just simply copy and paste, so it would be more easy. Right, so instead of this temperature sensor, just give the pressure sensor, so it would be done. And it is not the temperature, so as it is a pressure sensor, so we have to be use this pressure word here also, so it would be easy for us to understand. Right, yes. Now I have successfully created the two behaviors. First one is temperature sensor and second one is what is the second one? Pressure sensor. Okay, so defining is also done, and we have used the overriding concept for both the methods for defining purpose, read value, and the calibrate one with the super ID parent class, as it is we are using for the concrete class. So we have used the super keyword here for defining purpose. Now in the class main method, what I have to do in this? Okay. Here I have to create the object. So first one is I will give the create the object sensor T sensor. I'll just create the object as a T sensor, so it would be easy. T sensor is equal to new. First one, what is my first behavior? Temperature sensor, right? So just copy this to save the time, and I have successfully defined this first one for the sensor T sensor T sensor new. Here I have to be pass the parameters of the ID, right? String value, which is nothing but give anything like I'm just giving T as it is a string value, so alphanumeric value, you can give anything. So another one is for temperature pressure sensor, right? So same thing, give the p sensor for this one. Yeah, pressure sensor, just copy paste here, pressure sensor. And yes, so you have successfully created the object. Now we have to be in by using the object t sensor dot initialize. First one, what is my method? Ini- Initialize. Am I writing the anything spelling wrong? Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's not like this. Yes. So here, what is the second one? T sensor. You read value, right? Initializing is done. Read value and calibrate. What is the second one? Read value. Yeah, here it is. And what is the third one? Third one is nothing but calibrate. Yeah, yeah. So we temperature sensor creating is done. Now we have to be do that for the pressure sensor, right? Here, P sensor, same thing. Dot. First one is initialize, and the second one is read value. And what is the third one? P sensor dot calibrate, right? Yes. So do the control S. Now we have successfully created the object and calling the methods, our three methods, which is nothing but read value, calibrate, and initialize to get the our defining the answers. So click on this one, run. Yes. So try to click on this. Now we got the answer, as we have to be fix that problem before going to click on the run method. So we have to be use this, the common fixes, quick fixes. As we have used the three initialization and we got the final answer. So this is for now. Thank you all.